welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my book haul. Don't have any makeup on, didn't feel like putting it on besides chapstick, so my full glory. I'm wanting to start off first with my regular books slash graphic novels, and then I'm going to do my manga at the end because pretty much from my unboxing people know at least half of my manga haul, well, the majority of my manga haul, so I'm gonna do my regular books first. First up, we have Unbroken by a lot of people. William Alexander, Fox Binwell, K. Brown, Donley Clayton, Corinne Duvis, Cody Kipler, Catherine Locke, Karina Brazzi, Francisco Stork, Kayla Wally, just can't put the names, Kristen Willies, and it's all edited by Marika Nishkip. Don't know. Basically, short synopsis, it's like a whole bunch of short stories of disabled people written by disabled authors. And this came out in 2018. I've heard nothing about it at all, and I found it at my used bookstore, so I decided to get it. Next up, we have Super Fake Love Song by David Yoon. And all I knew is that there was Asian people on the cover, and I like Asian books. I like books written with Asian main characters, and typically there is like from how am I explaining this? The cultural behind it. But when I bought it, I didn't really know anything about it. So when I looked into it, it takes place in America. So I'm sort of like, if. But I'll still read it, obviously. Because, I mean, besides that, it still sounds good. And it's written by an Asian author. And it has Asian main characters. So just, it's part of my Asian collection. Sounds so weird. Next we have Infinite by Jody Meadows, and yes, it is autograph. I got this through Book Outlet. I still have I had a whole bunch of points that I wanted to use because I didn't want to go in vain. I don't know if they ever fixed their whole racial issue with not having a diverse book friend thing. As I said, I wanted to use up my points, and I did not know this was going to be autographed. When I opened it, it also came with a bookmark. So yeah, it is autographed. Next up we have Bloom by Kevin Penitas and Savannah Gan. It is a huge gay graphic novel. I found this at my local used bookstore, so I knew it's in pretty perfect condition, so I decided to get it. It's colored in blue hues, well, turquoise. Wow, it has a strong smell coming off of it. It's not bad, it's really like a strong paper smell. So yeah, I'm excited to read it, which I should be reading it for my medieval-thon. Just quickly mention, the only thing I know about it is that it is gay, and I think it takes place during the summer. So, here we have Seven Deadly Shadows by Courtney Alameda and Valine E. Matini? As I mentioned earlier, like, I like to get Asian-inspired reads, so, of course, this is, I think that this is, like, Japanese-inspired. Don't know what era. I really don't know anything about it. One thing you should know is that typically when I buy books, I only know the bare minimum because I feel like whatever, blurbs, don't really, either they don't do the book justice, or either they like say everything, and I kind of like to go into things blindly. So all I know is Japanese inspired, and I think there's obviously some type of magic or something. So, excited to read. I also got this from Book Outlet. It does have a reminder mark, but you know what, that's fine by me. Next we have Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. The only thing I really know about it is there's a hot guy in here. Straight up, that's the only thing I know about it. Oh my god. I saw fan art of him, and I'm like, ah, he's hot. It's gonna be my next book boyfriend. So, I mean, Kingdom of the Wicked. That sounds like that's a great fucking title. Honestly, I bought it. I mean, I was interested in it because I, like, when she first revealed the cover and the title, like, the title sounded awesome. Kingdom of the Wicked. And, it's giving me sort of, like, the Darkling vibes. So, and I like the Darkling. Though it's been a minute since I've read that trilogy. I still have to finish the last book. So yeah, I saw the character and I'm like, I really need to get this book. And I went to Walmart looking for a birthday present. Not birthday, Christmas present. Or was it actually? It was meant to be a birthday present, but I couldn't find it there. Instead, I saw this on the shelf and I'm like, you know what? I'm buying it. So I bought it from Walmart. So yeah, I know nothing about it, just that there's a hot guy. Here we have the Owl Crate edition of How the King of Elfin Learned to Hate Stories edition by Holly Black. But yeah, it's the Owl Crate edition, so it is, oh, there's a signed letter. So it is signed. I'm not too crazy for the teal color. I mean, it's nice. But I think I prefer if I had, because the only reason I got, I'm going to make a videos about my feeling towards, like, the bookish world of, like, not special editions, but, like, limited edition special editions. It's, very passionate about it. And it feels like I mean this on one Bookstagrammer talked about it a handful of times. And, yeah. So, if the only reason I got the special edition was because it was signed and no one else was doing, I think, a signed of this version. I don't think Fairy Loot had one or not. I don't know, but Fairy Loot's purple cover looks stunning and it has gold edges. And as far as I'm aware of, it's still available. So maybe sometime soon I'll get around to buying it because it is really pretty. And yeah. So here we have 2 copies of Life is Strange, Dust, Volume 1. I was an idiot and didn't check my book outlet order before placing it that I accidentally had 2 copies in my cart. So I got 2 volumes. I wanted to bash my head into a wall, but just ended up either selling or giving it to one of my friends. Yeah, it's the first volume. Life is Strange. I've never played the video game, watched the gameplay, loved it. It's basically my favorite game, but I haven't played it yet. I'm wanting to get the PS5 so I could buy it, the game, and play it on there, because I feel like it'll be a perfect game for the Nintendo Switch, but it never comes to the Nintendo Switch. So lastly, the last 2 books are obviously Volume 2 and 3 of Life is Strange, Waves, and Strings. Yeah, this is Volume 3. I got these for Christmas, as Christmas presents, which I was really surprised. Funny story, I told Mom, well, she asked me if I liked my gifts, and I said yeah, and then I said, I'm really surprised you got me books. And she's like, yeah, it was like sort of a last minute decision. She's like, the other books you had in there sounded so depressing. And I'm like, oh my god. Because the other books I had in there were I Hear the Sunspots. I've already read the volumes. I just wanted to personally own them. And, you know, I Hear the Sunspot is sort of, like, sad. And, I mean, it is a BL, but, like, it's a sad, sort of sad BL. And then, similar to I Hear the Sunspots, I had the trilogy of the Foxhole Court. I read it. I read the trilogy on my Kindle. But I want to personally own them. And you know how that is, so I'm assuming, yeah. I think those were the only books I had on there. Yeah, she said that they sounded too sad, and I'm like, okay. So she got me these 2 volumes. Next up is my manga haul. I got a lot of manga in December. More than I ever gotten before in my whole entire life. Because I just started actually seriously collecting manga. I mean, I still had, like, some from collecting here and there throughout, like, the years, but I never actually had seriously collected them until now I'm wanting to. So first up we have Servamp Volume 12 and 13. Beautiful covers. Obviously they are about Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard of this series because of the anime. But basically, there are vampires in this world. But then there are like the 7 deadly sin vampires type issues. I don't think they're actually called the 7 deadly sins. But Kuru's vampire is Sloth, which you see on the background right there. And there's Kuru. Basically, Kuru is the Eve. I think it's called the Eve. Oh no, Kuru is Sloth. It's been a while since I read Servant. Kuru is Sloth. And his Eve is Ota, Shiriota, Mahiri. Anyway, basically Servamps have to, not have to have, but I think in order to like flourish or whatever, I'm pretty sure they have to have an Eve, which is like their master of sorts. And in order for vampires to be, you know, someone to be turned into a vampire, it has to be by these 7 vampires. I may have butchered that. As I said, it's been a minute since I read the series. I got these from Book Outlet. Perks about Book Outlet is that they're extremely cheap, and with their manga, they don't put reminder marks on them. So here we have My Androgynous Boyfriend, Volume 1 and 2 by Tamikyo. This is basically, I guess, sort of slice of life between this androgynous boy and his girlfriend. And I've already read these 2 volumes, loved them, can't wait for the 3rd. And these suckers are big. Next up we have 7 Days, Monday through Sunday. It's 2 volumes combined in 1. So I guess an omnibus, technically. Basically, there's this guy, which is him. Whoever asks him out, like the first person who asks him out on Monday, he says yes to, and he dates him for that week. And so obviously, he's the first person to see him, and as a joke, he asks to go out with him. But he thinks nothing of it, but he obviously does, and like goes out with him, and then like later on he sort of realizes, he's like, oh, you think I thought it was serious, and then like it shows them dating for that week. I liked it. I obviously I'm going to be doing a wrap up after doing this video, so you'll learn my thoughts on it in my next video. So I got After Hours Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3 by, who are they by? Yudan Shio? So yeah, it's a Yuri trilogy. It's the first time I've ever read or owned a Yuri novel. I got these on Amazon, so I did technically pay for them full price. It's really good. Basically, she's a DJ. Oh, I have these upside down because I'm dumb. Okay, she's a DJ, and she went to a club with her friend. Her friend ended up abandoning her, and they meet, and they have a one-night stand. So, while this does not explicitly show things, it does technically have sex scenes. Like, there's no nipples, they're non-existent, and like you don't see the vagina, you just see like the outline of everything. So you really don't see anything. I enjoyed it. Though I do wish that there is a 4th volume, the way they ended it. Next Yuri I own is I Married My Best Friend, He Shut My Parents Up by Kodama no Naoko. I think the cover is stunning. I like all the pink. Basically, it's what the title says. She marries her best friend, but obviously it's not, she doesn't feel anything towards it. She just wants to keep her parents quiet about like trying to set her up all the time. She obviously, like any other romance novel in general, love happens. Next we have Torton, Birds of a Feather by Kotiotsugu Yamamoto. Oh my god, I'm butchering all these names. I feel so bad. I liked reading this. Basically, he can hear birds talk. And for some reason, this bird named Kuru has a similar voice to, what's his name? Oh, it doesn't say. The landlord's son. Just says the landlord's son. But, and he hates birds, actually. Because one told him to kill himself or something like that, or he was going to kill him. And so it's ever since then, when he was a kid, he doesn't like birds. He likes Kuru. It was interesting. I will talk about it in my wrap up. The next yaois are Love and Limbo Volume 1 and Volume 2. This is completed, so it's only just these 2 volumes. And obviously explicit content. So there is sex scenes in it. Well, sexual. I mean, it's not as bad as, God. It's not as much as I've read in some other yaoi. But, yeah. It's nice. It's cute. Basically, he's a reaper. Well, he dies. Becomes a reaper. And he's like a... Like, a reaper in Limbo is supposed to have like a small group of like a militia sort of type group or something like that. Where they help him keep Limbo safe. And, so yeah, we follow the journey of the Reaper and his beautiful boy named Callan. It's cute. I mean, yeah. I would like to see more in depth into like the whole thing behind Limbo and stuff. Especially when you discover in Volume 2 of Another Place. We have a Coyote Volume 1 and 2 by Renmaru Zaria. I feel like I should take a shot every time I get the names wrong. Obviously explicit content, of course. I liked it. It reminded me so much of like fan fictions, well not even fan fictions, but like Wattpad stories I used to read about like werewolves. Especially when the girl was always in heat. Which is what happens in the first volume. Coyote goes into a heat. And of course, beautiful boy over here, what's his name? Marlin? Is there. And Marlin discovers he's a werewolf. Because obviously Coyote's gotta fuck something. So yeah, it really reminded me of reading werewolf Wattpad novels, and it sent me back to when I was in high school, staying up late reading Wattpad novels. It's been a while since I've actually done something like that. Stayed up late reading Wattpad novels. Well, consistently. I know I've done it here and there throughout, like, since it was 5 years ago. But yeah. Next up we have Escape Journey, Volume 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. I will say, okay, straight up, I am saying this in my book haul, straight up rape scene. Like, there's a fucking rape scene. I will get into it on my wrap up, but because of the rape scene, I haven't continued with the second and third volume. I was waiting a second for it to, like, not to leave my system, but to basically not forget it, but putting some space between me and Volume 1 so I can go into Volume 2 and 3 without thinking about this rape scene the whole entire time. Because I knew if I went straight to Volume 2 and 3 after this one, I would have just thought about the rape scene and I wouldn't have really been able to connect with the characters. As I said, I will get into the wrap up. Next we have June Pride by... who? Stories by Shinichi Shinobu? I don't know. And art by Kazumi Oya. So this is, I bought this from my used bookstore, so I've never seen this publishing company, like, ever. So I don't think these are in print anymore. But this is the first volume. It is mature, and it does say down here, explicit sexuality and incest. When I read incest, I quickly looked on Goodreads to make sure, like, is this incest between a brother and a brother? Because I'm not gonna about read it incest. To each their own, what they enjoy. But I'm not about to read a story that deals with incest. I found out that it's not between the two, it's what happened to him in the past. That's what a review said. So, like, I'm gonna check this out. I mean, I bought it from a used bookstore, so if it does have, like, something else, then I'll just get rid of it. So that is my December book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. It's full of manga and other things. So please comment, subscribe, press the notifications. Did I say comment down below? Like the video, everything. Do everything that you possibly can do if you're wanting to do that. All my links are going to be in my description to my Goodreads, Instagram, blah blah blah. Pondering if I should put my TikTok down there, but I'm not sure because my TikTok is off. It has book stuff in there, but it has other things, so yeah. So thank you for watching. Bye.